Looking at this same cabinet, it's sitting on the edge of the bench, so the door is hanging down below the cabinet. I'm going to go ahead and open this door, and we can take a look at the adjustments that we have. So this is a Blum 110 with the soft close installed. So you can see that it closes pretty slowly because it's a relatively small door. So the first thing we might consider doing is deactivating the soft close on one of the hinges, and that'll speed up the closure of the door. So if you look on the hinge right here where my finger is, there's a little gray switch, okay? And I can take a look at this little plunger in the middle of the hinge. So as I flip that switch into the off position, I'm going to cycle the door once, and now you can see that that plunger is gone. It's still out in the upper hinge. So what I've done is deactivate the soft closure on the bottom hinge, and then you can see how much quicker that door closes. So when you've got a small door, this is a relatively narrow door, or maybe a short door, if the weight of the door is not is low, then there's not as much impetus to close the door more quickly. So we can activate or deactivate. Now if I want to reactivate that hinge, all I have to do is flip that switch, and now it's back in the operating position. So now with both of the soft closing devices activated, you can see the difference in the speed that hinge closes. Okay? So that's the soft close mechanism. If I want to move the door left to right, I've got this screwed right in the middle of the hinge arm. So I can rotate that clockwise or counterclockwise, and you can see counterclockwise moves this door to the left, clockwise moves this door to the right. Okay? So in the end, when I look at this door, I want to have an equal reveal on the right and on the left. And right now you've got a much bigger reveal on the left and almost no reveal on the right. So we should be moving this hinge, this door, to the right. So just two little turns there. I don't think that's quite enough. And now you can see that the hinge, the reveal is a little bit closer to equal. The final adjustments that we do will be done on site. So this is just to give you an idea of the operation of the hinge. So this middle screw then is the left-right adjustment. You've got the screw that's in the back of the hinge arm, and that moves the hinge in and out of the cabinet. So sometimes we'll find that you'll have a door that maybe doesn't touch on one of the corners. So if we want to adjust that door so that it sits flat on the cabinet, we may be moving either the top or the bottom hinge in or out of the cabinet to make that adjustment. So you can see by rotating this screw right here, rotating it counterclockwise moves the door out of the cabinet, and rotating it clockwise moves the door back into the cabinet. If you move the door too close to the cabinet, it usually will end up not working very well. Let me just see. It's still working fine. So, but sometimes you could get to a point where the door is actually too close to the cabinet, and it'll prevent the hinge from operating correctly. So there you have in and out adjustment, and then the up down adjustment is going to be on the hinge plate itself. So you look and see right here, there's a screw at the bottom of this hinge plate, and then another screw at the bottom of this other hinge plate. So if we want to adjust the up-down adjustment, we should adjust both of them the same amount. Otherwise we're going to be putting tension on that hinge. So by rotating this screw, you can see counterclockwise lowers it, and clockwise raises that hinge. Okay, so you've got maybe about 3 millimeters of vertical adjustment. So I'm just going to go ahead and center that back to where it was, and we'll look at the final adjustment when we get on site to do the final adjustment. So on the hinge plate is the up and down adjustment, the rear screw is the in and out adjustment, and the center screw is the left right adjustment. That's it.